Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping in. I'm Rena, and in today's Boxes and Deals, I have a collab video that I'm doing with Clara Barrera, and we wanted to show you the new Blend Bunny Cosmetics Longing Palette. This is absolutely gorgeous, and the color story is so unique and beautiful. Look at these muted, cool tones that just remind you of a cozy rainy day that you just feel, well, longing, forlorn, kind of melancholy, you know, thinking of memories, and that was the theme. So Clara and I thought it would be fun to do a collab together where we show you a couple looks, and I did one look with the Longing palette. That's this look right here, and I did another look with their Sugar and Grunge palette. Now this palette is no longer in stock. I'll tell you why a little bit later, but it is going to be remade with a different name, so I'm not sure if they'll have the exact same color story. I think this one is gorgeous as well, or if it'll be tweaked a little bit. We'll soon find out. So I did two looks with these two palettes. If you want to know more about them and the two looks, please stay tuned. So Blend Bunny Cosmetics is a small business indie brand that was started 3 years ago, and they have just taken off because she does these amazing palettes that each have a sort of a layout, but it's so organized that even beginners can take it as a way to do an easy eye look. So beginners, advanced, these are for anybody. They're so organized, they make sense, and they're beautiful. So this one is the newest one, the Longing palette. And I'm going to look at the details even on the cover. So there's a few shimmers in there, but it's mostly mattes, and they have kind of some taupey tones, some olive tones, some minty and dark green tones, teal, grayish blue, and kind of a purple lavender. So that's your 4 rows, or your 6 rows of 4. You can go down a row and make one complete look with a single row. You can mix and match. I mean, you can even go across. There's so much you can do with it. And that's why Claire and I wanted to do a couple looks each, just to show you how versatile and what a variety you can use with one palette or with a couple palettes. I will show you my full collection really quick, but the Longing again is the newest one, and they're really good prices. They're so supremely blendable and smooth and pigmented, and they stay put. So I just use a simple primer. This one I got from Ipsy. It's the Farrah, just the Farrah eyeshadow primer. But I like it because it's velvety, which is great for these shadows because they are blendable and they can just go on smoothly. Now the shimmer shade, you could do a tackier primer, or if you have like your base with all the mattes, you can add a tacky primer, or what do you call it, eyeshadow glitter glue, and put it over before you put the shimmer down on top. So I'll show you really quick. Ever since I got the very first palette from them, which was Primal, this one right here, I don't believe this one, I'm pretty sure this one is no longer in stock. Sometimes she will restock some of the past palettes, so you never know. I fell in love with the packaging first of all, and then when she showed us the color story, I knew I had to get it. So look at these bright, bold colors, but you've got your pastels as well. Then you've got your bright and bold, then you've got your deeper tones, and then you've got a row of shimmers that can go along. And on top of that, you've got your base primers, and these are your powder, but they're very pigmented, so they'd be wonderful for a base. Look at that. Amazing. That's how pigmented these are. They're crazy and so blendable. So that was my first one I got, and I fell in love, and I said I need to get more from this brand. So my next palette I got from them was the Lure palette, and then that became my favorite because these are my colors. Absolutely gorgeous. I love teals, I love royal blues, I love purples, I love greens and mint greens. So, and then for eyeshadows, I love kind of the pink rosy tones and mauves. So this has it all. I think the only color row that maybe I might, if it was me, replace this one with, just because these kind of pinks aren't really my pink, but this is, and if the rest were more kind of a soft pinky coral blush tones, that would be amazing. But I absolutely love it how it is. So then I had to go back and get, I believe this one came out before Lure. I believe she restocked Lure recently as well. So if it's not sold out, that's a good one to grab if you like that color story. The Dollhouse palette is wonderful if you are not quite as adventurous and colorful and you want more neutrals, but maybe some pops of color. This palette is for you, and look how many there are with this palette. So there are 6 rows of 5, so 30 shades in this palette, and amazing quality. I mean, really, this should be sold for over $100, but I appreciate, that's why I keep buying from Blend Bunny, because they do reasonable pricing, and you can get these beautiful quality palettes at an affordable cost. So you've got your blushes and your mauves and your neutrals, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful color story. You've got your deeps, you've got your mids, you've got your pastels, you've got some shimmers on the top and the bottom, the light shimmers and the deep shimmers. So that is a great everyday palette. And then she came out with Machina, and this was in honor of her dad. They worked on it together, and then she finished it when he passed, and so it became a very, very special palette for her. But look at the artwork on that, and it is kind of a 2-story palette. 2-story, as in 2 color stories. So you've got your dark and deep, and then you've got your bold and cheerful and bright. So you've got your kind of somber tones and then your cheerful tones, if that makes sense. So you can make a whole look out of this side, or you could make a whole look out of this side, or blend them together. And this one has just one multi-chrome. I think it's just the one right here. Similar to the one I have on that is from Longing palette. In fact, we'll compare the two. Oh, interesting. And by accident, so you know that black primer color that I had, I put it, it was still stained, so I put this lime kind of shimmer right here. Looks yellow or lime. So I put it over that, and then here's by itself. So look at the difference there. So that black is fun. Anyway, so we'll do a comparison with that. So this one is from the Machina, and this one is from the Longing palette on my eyes. The Machina one does have more blue, and the Longing one has a little more kind of purple fuchsia pink. And then one last palette, which, as I mentioned, I will be using in this video, besides Longing, is the Sugar and Grunge. And that beautiful color story. This is a wonderful spring, maybe even going into summer palette. So beautiful. And this is another one that could be good for more neutrals, but you want kind of a not too colorful, but a softer, colorful, or some everyday looks. And then of course the Longing, and this is more muted, whereas this one is a little more, how would you say, bright, not bright, yeah, kind of brighter, colorful versus muted. So I thought they made a great companion palette because you could kind of, some of the tones are very similar but slightly different, and then as far as muted versus brighter. I'll show you how I did the two looks, and please be sure to go over and see Clara's video as well. I believe she's also doing two looks. I don't know what her looks are looking like or what she's using, but I know we're both using the Longing palette since that is their newest one, and then she may be using another one as well as a companion palette like I did. So we'll have to go over there and watch her video as well. So I will link her video at the end. Clara has been an amazing, amazing friend. I love doing collabs with her. We're both very no pressure, kind of, we more laid back just because we both have had a lot going on, and we've just gotten to know each other over time. And anyway, all her videos that she does are just laid back. You just love to just kind of sit with her, watch while she does some makeup. She'll do a makeup look, or she'll do a makeup review, and it could be drugstore makeup, it could be high-end makeup, it could be a haul that she does, or an unboxing. So enjoy our makeup looks. I'm going to use the row right here, this whole row, but I'm going to put some base shades right here on all over the lid, and then a little bit deeper on the outer corners. I had started doing this already and thought I was recording, and I wasn't, so I'm just kind of adding a little bit more to finish it up. I thought it was going to be warmer from the looks of it in the pan, but it's actually more cool toned, which is totally fine. It's nice to have, I feel like all of these are more cool toned, maybe with the exception of this row, but I bet it could be the same thing. When you put it on, it might be more cool. But you know, cool toned palettes like this are very rare, so this is a very unique palette, kind of a one of its kind. So then I'm going to deepen that up on the outer corners with the deeper brown called Stolen Glance. Right there. I'm going to take that under the eye as well, just to kind of give it some depth. My eyes are very hooded, so I just kind of do a V here, and then I just kind of round it out a little bit. I don't do the exact shape. I just like to give my eyes a more rounded look as much as possible. My eyebrows come down pretty far, so it makes it a little difficult. And then I'll bring that a little bit over here, just what's left on the brush, and then again under the eye. So now we're getting into our purples. I'm going to put this all over the main part of my lid, this on the inside, the deeper one on the outer corners, and then we'll top it off with the shimmer. So the shades are Twist of Fate, Pleading, Take Me Back, Love Letters. Start with the medium purple, the Pleading. I just kind of have a medium fluffy brush and I'm just patting it in to start with, just to get that color on there. We're going to do the lighter shade for the inner portion of the eye, twist of fate right there. And I work my brush off in between if I use the same brush. And then I'll do that along the brow bone as well, just above the crease line. And just blend that all together. With this lighter pastel, it's gorgeous how it's a gradient like this, but if you wanted it to be brighter, you could always do a white primer. And I could leave it like that and not even put the shimmer. I think it looks beautiful just like that. But I do want to try out that shimmer because it is calling my name. So I'm going to just go over this a little more to kind of blend it together, and then we'll do our deeper purple for the outer corners. Take me back. Smaller. And these are very pigmented, but they're also very buildable. So you want to start light. I didn't put much on, so you do want to start out very lightly and build it up. So there it is. Once again, you can leave it just like that. This beautiful gradient. It is gorgeous. But we are going to see what that shimmer looks like because it is gorgeous. So I'm going to do these two swatches for you. I'll include, at the end I'll do swatches of the whole palette, but just like mostly in picture, like in a photo. But this I want to show you as it is. So this one that I'm going to use is called Love Letters, right there. I mean, you can even see in the palette as I turn it how it changes and shifts. It is gorgeous. And buildable, so you could use it just like that or as a topper like what we're gonna do. It would even be gorgeous over if I did all black or all dark purple. It'd be gorgeous over that as well. Let's see. And then the other one is in this kind of teal what would you call it? Yeah, just a deep teal row, and it doesn't shift quite as much as this one, but it shifts gold, green, blue, and it is When It Rains. And again, these are very buildable too. That's just one swatch layer. Love it. So I'm going to take it with my finger and just dab it on right along the middle. And I could do over the full inner to outer. In fact, let's go ahead and do that just because it will look a little bit different on the inner just because it has a lighter base. And I'm just dabbing it on. Of course, you can do a lot more. I just kind of want that hint. And then just to brighten up the inner corners, I'm going to go in with this white one here. It is called all that's left. Just a little dab. So there's that. I'm going to put some eyeliner on the lower lash line and mascara. So there's the finished look. I went ahead and put some eyeliner. It was, I think it was Makeup Geek, and it's a purple in the waterline, and then my mascara. Of course, I have everything else on with the exception of lipstick. I did my base. I had this on for while I was doing my whole makeup look. I like putting a lip oil or gloss, or yeah, mostly lip oil on my lips while I'm prepping my face or doing the makeup, and then do the lipstick last, but it just moisturizes my lips and gets them ready for the lipstick. So this I absolutely love. It's the Clarins lip oil. I wanted that to be my base. I did get a Blend Bunny lipstick. I only have one so far, but I love the color, so I want to see how it feels, and I will probably get more. They also have lip oils. I have not grabbed any of those yet, but I want to, so I'm just waiting for their next sale. And this goes along with the Sugar and Grunge palette. Is no longer on sale, but they are remaking the palette with a different name. That's a whole story of its own. Silly one, actually, and not on Blend Bunny's part, but somebody else who says they're claiming that title. I just think it's a bunch of silliness, but Blend Bunny went and took it off the market, and they're gonna redo the whole thing. I don't know, I think people just get really ridiculous sometimes. I mean, grunge, the word grunge, how do you have a claim on the word grunge as a title? I've seen other titles, including Huda and others, say grunge in their name. That's silly. Anyway, okay, so this is the shade Moody, and I was looking for kind of a mauve toned. We'll see if it is what I'm looking for, but that's the packaging. And we'll go ahead and swatch it. It's just your normal doe foot. I have glitter all over my hand. Oh, it looks so like velvety. That is beautiful. Yeah, that goes very nicely with this palette as well for the way it's muted. And so the lip oil has kind of absorbed for the most part, so I'm just going to do it right over it. Sometimes I'll wipe off excess, but I think it's fine how it is. Yes, I love the cool tone of this. This is exactly what I was looking for. Oh my goodness. Which means it matches the picture online, so that's rare and very good to know. It would look sharper with a lip liner, but very muted. So I think it would go with these especially. And now the sped up version of my double palette look. So that is the beautiful Longing palette. Stay tuned for all the swatches. Once again, don't forget to go over to Clara's channel and see her video, and I believe she's also doing 2 looks. Comment below what you think of each of our looks and which color stories you like that you would go with on your eyes, or maybe other ideas that you would have if you had this palette. Which row would be your favorite, or would you just mix and match? To go to Clara's, I will have her link in the end cards as well as in the description below. If you like this video and our makeup looks, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! So for my swatches, I decided to do each row vertically first of all, and then separate swatches, and did all the pastels. And look at how she does it, the pattern in this one, which is different from the other palettes. I like this. So pastel, and then your midtones, and I did those together right here. Then the deeps, and you'll see that the deeps are very similar when swatched, but they are actually different. This almost looks black, but it's a deep, deep brown. This, I believe, is black or a very, very deep charcoal. And then the two deep greens are pretty similar, as well as the deep green and teal, but different enough to be able to tell. And then I did the shimmers, but for the shimmers, I didn't do them in this order across like I did for the rest. I actually did the two up here to compare. So this one looks white in the palette, and this one looks silver. But on my arm, they look different. This one looked silver as well, but this one looked more chrome silver. And then I did the two multi-chromes together. And then I did the two greens, the mintier green and then the khaki green. I hope you enjoy.